But at times we need to use our head, the coconut here. You know, if you have a coconut up here, you can think. You got to put a head there with a brain inside. All right? Yahuda, today, there's a whole lot going around, misunderstanding, misconceptions and everything going on. And everything is man-made. So, and we've been told not to ask questions. You know, God and religion. Is God in religion or is religion in God? Or are they two distinctions? What's going on? Yahuda, teach us today.
Okay. Thank you very much. Let's welcome our followers, our listeners for following us every Saturday on Conscious Vibe Radio, radio and TV. We encourage them to continue following the message, this conscious message. If you want to follow us more, if you want to follow Yahuda Quintana CSF, just go to Facebook, Conscious Vibe Radio and TV, YouTube, Conscious Vibe Radio and TV, Telegram, Conscious Vibe Radio and TV, Instagram, Conscious Vibe Radio and TV, finally TikTok, Conscious Vibe Radio and TV.
Big up.
It's a message of consciousness.
Yeah, man.
We cannot do it without our viewers and our listeners. So I always appreciate them. Thanks them for getting time, spending their data, watching us. We have many messages on social media, plenty, almost millions of messages. So if somebody needs to follow you, you have to appreciate the person and adore the person for listening to you. So we cannot do without them. And thanks number 2 goes to you for giving me this chance to be sharing my little knowledge here. I want to take this opportunity to and say big up to Common Sense family, especially my master, Abraham Bimu, P Black alongside, for the conscious and enlightenment message. Before I continue, I just closed from TikTok. I think you sent me a message and I couldn't respond. I'm sorry, I was on TikTok telling them I'll be here.
I was watching your TikTok too, so you know.
Yeah. I met 2 Muslims there, and they really inspired me. Because the 2 weapons, the 2, how do you call it, strong weapons that came and destroy Africa is Christianity and religion, and the strongest one is Islam, because they make sure they teach them. So it is very difficult for a Muslim to turn from Islam. So when you get those people, when they think outside the box, then you know that you're on a good course, you're on a good route. So they really inspire me. They really inspire me.
Nice.
Today, I think our topic is God and religion.
Yes.
It's far different. Far different. There is difference between God and religion. But people think religion belongs to God or God belongs to religion.
Wow. Are you serious?
We need to explain.
Okay.
There are religions that belongs to God.
Okay.
Because we have types of religion.
Okay.
But when you come to Africa here, the 2 wings of slavery is Islam and Christianity. When slavery was flying to Africa, slavery fly through Islam and Christianity. So slavery, they use Christianity and Islam to fly to Africa. They fly to Africa.
Okay.
God is not a religious God.
Okay.
But God can be a religious God. I'll explain.
Okay.
God is not a religious God. But God can be a religious God.
All right.
The creator of this universe, as we all believe, we don't know. It's not a religious creator.
Okay.
The one who created the sun, the moon, the water, the earth, the air, which we believe is not a Muslim, not a traditionalist, not a Christian.
Wow.
But there are some small, petty gods. That gods belong to religion.
Really?
There are some little gods. That one belongs to religion. I will explain to your understanding.
Okay, yeah.
The God in Islam, the God in Christianity can never be the creator. But the God in Islam and the God in Christianity are far different from the creator. Wow. I'll explain your understanding.
Yeah, you got to explain. I'm lost right now. Yeah.
Yeah. Before we proceed, before we go ahead, when we talk about religion, when we talk about God, they are all language. Let's first ask ourselves, who created language? Who invented language? Who gave us language? It is mankind who created language.
Yeah.
So when we talk of God, God is a language created by human being.
Oh, okay. So
you get my first point?
That's one example, right?
One example, yes. Okay. If human being created language,
that makes sense.
Then in the language we have a word called God. That means human being created the word God, because human being created language.
Language, yeah. Oh wow.
Yes.
Yeah, that's logical.
If God created language, then that language which God created shouldn't be different from people. We have to get one language.
Yeah.
But you know, they will tell you in the Bible, once upon a time we were speaking one language.
I was gonna say that.
I dare both Muslims and Christians to come out and tell me that particular language.
I was gonna
Nobody can tell until now. So, Mr. Man, today I want those who follow today's topic to follow me with clear conscience.
Okay.
That language was invented by men. Okay. So if language was invented by men, then we have the word God. That means it is invented by men.
Yeah.
I have three definitions of God. Okay. God.
Okay.
Let me define all. Then you choose the one you like. God, God. Number one, government of the day.
Okay.
Government of the day.
Okay.
When we say government of the day, God govern us. Because according to religious people, everything we will do every day, they will tell you, Nyamepa, if God will.
Yeah.
So either we go forward, we come back, we sleep, we wake up, we eat. They say it is God that controls us. So God governs us. So God. Some people will define it government of the day. Number two. Okay. Some people will define it gold, oil, diamond. God. Gold, oil, diamond.
Oh my God.
Because they discover for this earth, if you want to leave this earth and feel okay, without gold, no. Without oil, no. Without diamond, no. So look at the advanced countries.
Yeah.
You go to Britain, gold. You go to Saudi, oil. You go to, yes, that is the natural resources they use to develop their nation. So the gold, the oil, then the diamond. Then finally, God, generator, operator, destroyer. God, generator, operator, destroyer.
Oh God.
We believe God can generate.
Yeah.
We believe God can operate. Okay. We believe God can destroy. So in this case, generator, operator, destroyer. Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So if men invented language, automatically men invented God.
God, yeah.
Now the whole issue is saying men invented God, men invented religion to control people.
Yeah, I believe that. Yeah.
Yes. And religion has 100% to control people than God, because religion will take you away from the concept of God. So I want to define my definition of how I see God.
Okay.
Me, I don't belong to any religion. I am not a Muslim. I am not a Christian. But if you ask me who is God to me, I will tell you mankind is God to me. Because anytime I meet mankind, everything I need on this planet, it is human being who can deliver it for me. One, I can choose to tell you the earth is my God, the air is my God, the water is my God, the food is my God. Because without those things, I cannot live life.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah.
So Why religion? People on this planet, people came here before you and I.
Yeah.
So when people came here through their parents, their mothers and their fathers, they saw some things. They saw the air, they saw the earth, they saw the tree, they saw the waters. So it came with their imagination, thinking, how can the earth come? Who even brought this? Who even created the water? How did the water come? Who created the air? How did the sun come? Then if that is so, it may come from something.
Yeah.
It may be created by something without evidence and proof. Then if that is the case, that thing, let's name him God. Let's say that thing is powerful than everything because that is the source of everything. That is how we began getting the word God. Because people were trying to answer a question created by themselves.
Yeah.
They ask a question, they answer the question.
Yeah.
How did they ask the question?
Let me come in for a second. You know, anything or everything that hasn't been defined by science, you know, that anything at all, we link that to God. Oh, God made that happen. Until science comes and, you know, explains it, proves it, and then we go, and then we take God out of that, and then keep. So anything that we don't understand, you know, we think it's linked to God. God, if God wasn't there, okay, we say angels can fly. Okay, first we were walking from America to Africa to America, and we're using boats and stuff. Somebody sat down and said, "Hey, we can fly." Why didn't God bring us wings to fly? But we had to design an airplane. A man sat down, designed an airplane, and now we're flying across the oceans. So right now, science came and proved to us that we humans, we are actually maybe the gods that we're talking about. Because now we made ourselves fly. We can fly now, all right? We don't have to call a god from the sky to come do that. So just to put that out there, anything that we can understand or can't explain, we link that to a god or whatever. But when the science comes in and proves it, you know, proves the real thing, how it is and what made it become what it is, then we take God out of it. All right, because now we understand. You see what I'm saying?
That's what exactly I mean, because we never understood how the earth came about. Yeah. So in that case, we connect it to a God.
Exactly.
We never understood how the air blowing. So in that case, we connect it to a God.
Yes.
We never knew how the water came about it. Then in that case, we connect it to a God, because nobody has heard any voice from somewhere telling somebody that I am the God who created the sun, the moon, the earth. No, we only attribute it unknown being somewhere.
And you know, today, to cut you, not to cut you off, but you know, just one more thing. Before science, you know, before we went up there and we sent telescopes and everything, and then we define how the universe and the multiverse is, how they operate and how they're moving. You know, people didn't even know that the Earth was moving. Okay, the Earth is moving, I think 1,600 something miles per second or per minute or something. I don't have the right numbers, but we are moving. But imagine sitting in an airplane when it gets up there, you know, and it gets to a high altitude, and then it starts coasting. You don't feel like you're moving unless you look outside, all right? Because you're moving with it, so you don't feel it, all right? This earth that we're sitting on right now, you and I talking, we are moving 1,600 something miles per minute or per second. I can't remember the exact number, but we are moving. We were never still. And, you know, science came, and then we put a telescope up there and showed them what's out there. A lot of people talk, when you go above the skies, that's where the angels were sitting. That's God sitting there and the angels. No,
that is what we used to think.
Okay, so
the science came in and said no.
Exactly.
We used to think when the rain want to fall, it is some God, somebody is crying.
Exactly.
Somebody even when God want to cry, God do say hey, then rain falls.
Exactly.
Until science came in and we saw the
evaporation and condensation. Yep.
It will go up and
Okay, go ahead.
So, Mr. Man, in the first case, man created God based on men told you about God. So the God somebody told you about became the God you follow.
Okay.
So if a Muslim testify Allah to you, you believe Allah to be the creator of the universe.
Exactly.
If the Christian, introduce Jehovah and Yahweh to you, you see Jehovah or Yahweh to be the creator of the universe.
Exactly, yeah.
So a God which is introduced to you become your creator. So men created God according to their knowledge, according to their beliefs, according to their beliefs, their thinking, and their imagination.
Exactly.
That is how it is.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So, and after they created God, they wanted to create a religion.
Okay.
That is why they have to create God. Because they want to give you a religion where we need a supernatural power to back it.
Okay.
So instead, we have to give you God to be powerful. You need a being. You need a supernatural being to back your religion.
Exactly.
Because in your religion, you need to see miracles. So without the supernatural power, there is not going to be miracles in your religion.
Okay.
So they have to do that to create a religion, to take you away from yourself. So at the conclusion and the end of this topic today, religion particularly came to take away the power in people. That is why they created religion. That is why they told you need religion. So religion is divide and conquer. Religion takes you away from your ability. Religion takes you away from your knowledge. Religion takes you away from yourself. Me, as I was saying, I believe I am God myself. But anytime I become religious person, that means I become powerless. That means I cannot use the power in me, the God in me, to do something, because religion will render me powerless.
Exactly.
Religion will tell me, I don't need myself. I don't need my ability. I don't need my knowledge. I rather need doctrines from the religion to control me. So religion was created to control people, to limit their godness, their power, their ability, their energies in them.
Wow.
I think you are following my point.
Yeah, that's a shame though. Yeah.
So those who created religion saw there is power in people, and that power is defined God. Because those religious books will tell you the power, the God they know lives in you. So if they allow you to use the power and the God in you, they cannot take control over you. So in that case, they have to remove, they have to unplug, they have to take away the power in you and give you religion instead of groom you to be your God, to be conscious, to be higher. They rather groom you, put you in a religious box. That is why when I say there is no God in religion, is God, the creator we are talking about, is not a Muslim. The creator we are talking about is not a Christian. God doesn't know Islam. God doesn't know Christianity.
Wow.
The creator of the universe didn't give Islam. The creator of the universe didn't give Christianity.
No.
Because the same creator who created everything is the same creator who gives Islam and Christianity. That God will give one thing.
You're listening to Conscious Vibes.
That God will not give Bible to some people.
Yeah. And then Quran to the other people. Yeah.
Later, and give the Quran to some people, claiming he's the same God. So religion created its own God to control the people beside the creator.
So right now, your point. So your point is God is not God. God is different from religion. I think that's your main point right now.
God is far different from religion. The creator we are talking about, that God, has nothing doing with Islam. The creator we are talking about, God, has nothing doing with Christianity. It is they just created religion and told you that it was God who told them, because God didn't tell them that God is not talking nothing to anyone.
You know, just this morning when I was watching your TikTok show, Yeah, it was about time. So I scrolled up and went, and then I went into somebody's. I think it's from Saudi Arabia or one of those Arabic countries, and you can hit the translate button for it to translate what they're saying to you. And they were talking about these kind of stuff like Allah and I told them there's no Allah, there's no Jesus, there's only one Creator. Now whatever they're saying, I don't believe in that. And he told me, some guy replied back and told me I'm I don't have sense in my head, Instead of him trying to convince me or I think somebody curious like me comes to you and pokes you. I think we need to do is turn around and try to explain things to maybe you win me, but which you can't, because I don't believe. I've done my research, and I'm a pretty smart guy, and I've done my research, and nothing can change my mind, So I was expecting this guy, you could tell he was a very respectful guy. But once I hit the point, he turned, devilish and started, insulting me. So I wish him good luck, So it's a problem. Like I said, everywhere that science can't explain or common sense can't explain, we link that to a God, And we don't know which God we're talking about. Is that the African God that we knew before the colonial masters came in, or is it the Islamic God, or is it the Christian God, is it the Buddhist God? What are we talking about? And right now you're making good sense, Since you say, of course, I was kind of challenging myself that, hey, I believe there's no God. The real God is not in religion. Nobody can prove that to me. So and that's from my research. All right, and right now you're making it sound like I'm heading in the right direction, which I already know. So you're saying something good. We need to educate the public, because a lot of people are lost.
Okay, so Mr. Reggae, when we take God in particular, God can survive everywhere, but religion cannot survive everywhere, because everywhere you go, there is God.
Yes.
But not everywhere you go, there is religion.
Exactly. Okay.
So God can survive in Saudi Arabia. God can survive in Europe.
Yeah.
But Christianity cannot survive in Saudi Arabia, while Islam cannot survive in Rome, in the Christian arena.
Yeah.
That is religion.
Yep.
Because Islam is a religion. It can survive a place, a particular place.
Yeah.
When you carry Islam to a different location, it can survive. Christianity is a religion. It can survive at a place. If you send it to a different place, it can survive. So you can preach God everywhere, but you can't preach religion everywhere, because religion was created by a group of people. So there are some religion, when you go, you follow it. Religion like Islam, go to the Saudi Arabia arena, 90%, 80% are Muslims. But when you come to the European angle, 80% are Christians. So if Islam is from the Creator, why Islam cannot take over the world?
Well, that's God to the whole world. Well, that's what they've been trying. That's what they've been doing. Remember the crusade, and the Christians takes over, and then the Muslims come and take over. They've been fighting till now.
That means that is why I told you, man created religion. So if you create a religion, you have to fight people to join your religion. But if religion belongs to God, you don't need to fight anyone before they join your religion. So Christianity was invented by men. They have to fight men in the name of crusade. Islam was invented by men. They have to fight people in the name of jihad.
Yes.
Men invented religion. Okay. That is why you need to defend and fight for religion.
But they'll tell you, Christians
defend and fight for religion. Your religion, it will collapse.
But either denomination, either Muslims or even in the Christendom, we have different denominations, and everybody tell you their God is better than your God. I've seen that they fight all the time. So
the same thing in Islam. Yeah. Islam has divided into 73 portions.
Okay.
According to the Quran, according to the Hadith.
Okay.
They said Prophet Muhammad, peace be unto him. He said Islam will be divided into 73, and it is only one that will go to heaven. So if you go to Islam, we have the Shia, we have the Ahmadiyya, we have the Sunnah, different 11173.
Wow. But you know, Islamic religion will tell you that their God is the creator. And then when it comes to Christians, they'll tell you their God is the creator.
Tell you their God is the creator.
So how do you prove to them that they are wrong? How do you prove to them?
I will prove to them they are wrong. Even their religious books tells they are wrong, because according to Numbers chapter 19, verses number 2, Numbers chapter 19, verse 2, the Christian who claim their God is the creator gave a book to a prophet Moses. And God told him you should use a red heifer, a red cow, for a particular sacrifice.
A red cow.
And the Quran also said in Quran chapter 2, verse 68 to 69, that it wasn't a red cow, it was a yellow cow. Now, if you all claim the book is from the same God, why would one God say red cow, then the same God will say yellow cow in the Quran? So this means both of them are liars.
But have you seen a red cow before?
Oh, you get my point?
No, have you seen a red cow? I mean, that there should tell you that that's stupid. I mean, do you have a
cow,
where? Where?
There are red cows, but I've never seen a yellow cow.
A red color? Where's a red color?
Yes, red color.
The
there
whole
are
red
color. There are red cows.
Oh, really? I've never seen one before.
I wanted to snap it that day here, Ghana here, when I was playing the game. The very day I was playing the game.
Take a photo. I think it's brown. It's dark brown. It's not red. It's brown.
It's not red.
Yeah, no. This.
Are you sure?
No.
Hey, Miss.
This red. The cow was this color red here. Here, you're telling the color. You need to take a photo and send it to me.
Okay.
Because when you mix, I think yellow and black. When you mix that color, you get it's sort of a burgundy. You know, it's like a dark red. Like there's another color for it. But you know, this kind of red, I would like to see it. Trust me. I'm not saying you're lying, but I wanna see it. I'm just curious.
Yeah. So Mr. Man.
So then they're telling the truth. So they're telling the truth, right? So they're telling the truth. What they're saying is true, that God wanted to. So that their God really wanted to. If a red cow exists, then that's true, right?
Yeah. Then if red cow truly exists, that means the Quran is contradicting the Bible, because the Quran says yellow cow while the Bible says red cow.
Okay, all right, that's interesting.
Yes. So these are the points. When we think logically, you will see that no, there are problems. I'm sorry. Is that Quran chapter 5, if I'm mistaken?
Okay.
Quran chapter 5, verse 101 and verse 102.
Okay.
The Quran says there are questions we shouldn't ask, because if we ask the question, we may become disbelievers. Some people ask those questions and they become disbelievers. So the Quran was stopping people from asking questions. Because when you begin asking questions, automatically you're gonna find some truth and you get out from the religion.
Exactly.
So we are out from religion, we are not from God. So when we talk about a God is self-knowing, self-alliance, self-power, self-ability, self-energy, self-consciousness, self-direction, self-guidance. That is God.
Okay.
But when we talk about religion will take you away from self-knowledge, then you become a believer. Instead of becoming a knowledger, to know, you rather become a believer. That is why both Islam and the Christians, both the Bible and the Quran will tell you they are believers. They are not knowledgeable people. They don't know. They are believers. Because it was somebody who brought it up. So they have to believe it. Either it's true or not. You have to be a believer. You know,
Yahuda, I watch a video on YouTube, and there was a lady that somebody from I think Europe or abroad sent a drone to their village, and they were hiding somewhere, flying the drone around, and people were praying and running and crying. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. If like, imagine if you've never seen a Boeing 737 or a big jumbo before, and you see that thing flying in the sky, you think God sent some angel, right? Until you understand that the physics of it, all right, and then you take God out of it. So it's all making sense. But my problem is how do we convince these people that, because these people are not ready to listen, because their book is telling them not to answer any not to ask any questions. So rather, excuse me, if you try to ask them, they get agitated and they want to attack you, But how do we convince these people, Christians and Muslims? How do we convince them?
The same thing is also in the Bible. Is that First Corinthians chapter 4 verse something? I'm sorry, I'm missing that. I didn't write it.
Oh, okay.
He said, "Don't think beyond what is written." Because when you begin thinking what is beyond what is written, automatically you're gonna find the truth. So, Mr. Man, the whole issue for today is what I am talking is self-knowledge is God. God is self-knowledge. So look at the Asians, the Chinese as an example.
Yeah.
Look at the Indians. They become self-knowledge. They become God to themselves. So they know what they can do for themselves.
Yeah.
They see the power in them. They see them in them. So they can create. So anytime you see the power in you, you see yourself to be God, then you will have the ability to do everything you want to do.
Yes.
That's why the Indians are taking over the world, because they don't expect any God somewhere apart from themselves. They see the God in them. God lives in them. So they have the power, they have the ability, they have the knowledge, they have the techniques, they have the skills to do everything they want to do. So I was trying to say, anytime the Chinese, the Asians, we will have 60, 80, 70, 90% of Chinese becoming Muslims and Christians. That will be the end of hellfire, because they will do everything to invent a technology, a fire extinguisher that can quench hellfire.
Yes.
Because they say, no, we don't want people to suffer. So if Christianity and Islam teach them, they die and they're going to go to hellfire, they will try to invent, how do you call it? Fire extinguisher that can take and quench hellfire, because they see they are God. They have power. See, sometimes you see the mindsets which these people do, and you ask them, what kind of human being are these people?
Yes.
They are not different from you. Let me tell you some secret. The Chinese, the Buddhists, the Asians, the Africans, the Europeans, the Americans, they are not different. We are not different. The only thing we don't know is religion has taken the power in us from us. But to them, they still have the power in them.
They do.
That is the only difference.
They do.
So until we discover who we are, we discover we are God ourselves, and leave religion alone, we are going to suffer.
Well, if you are told, Yahuda, if you are told that there's food, you are in a house, there's food there, and then you are told, oh, don't cook, don't do anything. A maid will come and cook and do everything for you, so don't cook. You sit down there hungry until the maid shows up. Even if the maid doesn't show up, what you're going to do is you're going to call and then, and inquire why the maid didn't show up. Instead of you getting up your ass and going to the kitchen and put something together to eat. Because you've been told, hey, you're a king, so sit down, and then, there's a servant coming to serve you. That's what we do. Okay, these people, these advanced people, they don't see that somebody sitting somewhere has to do something for them. Okay, they have to service themselves.
No.
Okay. Yeah. Now they want it now. So if I explain how airplane takes off, it's as simple as ABC. But remember, it took a long time for these people to put it together. But when they realized, they were like, oh, if you understand the physics of it, it's nothing. Animals, they talk to each other, right? We are that special. Elephants, They talk mouth. They have mouths. One animal will be standing like 3 miles away. One can talk to them. They have a frequency that they can communicate through. I'm telling you this. All right.
Radiation.
Yes. So we are special, and we are higher class of animals. Okay. If these animals can do this, we can do better. Yeah. Go ahead.
That is what religion has taken from you.
Exactly.
The higher.
Yeah.
The power in you, religion has taken it from you. So religion grows people to become ignorance without knowledge. That is why they become believers. So when religion takes over some people, those people become believers instead of knowing who they are. So religion grooms you. Religion grows you to become a believer. You become a superior.
Let me put one thing here. Those that have lived in the villages before, when I was growing up, I heard stories that when 2 snakes fight and one kills the other, the one alive will go and grab tear some sort of leaf and come and put it in the other one's mouth, and they will chew or swallow or whatever, and they will get up. I've heard that story, and I believe it. Bear. I told you about my grandfather. There's a solution that bears put together. They put leaves and in a stagnant water, and then it forms a solution, and that's what they use to bathe their little ones, and they become as strong as them. There are some leaves that they eat. All right, who tells them? You're telling me God sitting somewhere and telling a bear to go and chew that? No, we've been programmed. Okay, naturally we are smart, and we are the top. Okay, of that smartness. If animals can do that, why are we humans sitting there, calling for a God to come from somewhere? That's very stupid. That's what I have a problem with. Anyway, go ahead.
Religion doesn't give you free will. Religion doesn't give you wings to fly. Yeah. Religion creates a box for you to stay in the box. In the religious arena, we even have every religious box. The Pentecostal box, the Methodist box, the charismatic box, the different. That is what religion does. So they don't allow you to open your brain to think, unless the only thing they have to do for you is to think what they told you. Yeah. Believe what they say.
One guy this morning, not to cut you, one guy this morning was praying. I think he called himself a prophet or whatever. And he was telling one guy, the guy has a hole in their palm. I'm like, what hole? And they have a hole in their palm, so when they make money, the money just drops through the hole, and so he has to do some rituals for them. Maybe this guy doesn't know how to spend money. He's spending his money on chicks. All right, probably a drug addict or whatever, or doesn't even make that much money. We should make $5 an hour. Where are you going? See, so if you tell somebody they don't have money in the bank or money in their pocket because they have a hole in their hand spiritually, that's bull crap. I hate to say bad words, but Africans, we have to wake up. It's too much. This is just too much stupidness. Anyway, go ahead, brother. Yeah.
I want to. There is a Bible verse here.
Okay.
Galatians chapter 1, verse 8. But if we or an angel from heaven should preach any gospel other than the one we preach you, let them be under God's curse. So they don't want you to listen to nobody again.
Wow.
So he's telling you, even if angel
coming
or anybody come and talk to you, then they didn't preach you what they told you, that person is under curse. So if you have the truth, you fear to tell the people because they told you if you go and tell them you are cursed. That is what religion does too.
That's coming from the
religion.
Religion
don't want you to learn something different.
Yep.
Apart from what you were told. Jesus came and died for you.
That's it.
Don't ask questions. If you don't believe in Jesus, you go to hellfire. Don't ask questions. You were once a sinner. Jesus came and took your sin away. Don't ask questions. Don't even ask them. When Adam sinned, was I there? They say, no, don't ask. If you ask, and I am trying to explain to you, I am cursed. So they stop you from thinking. They limit you from thinking.
Oh my God.
Now, there's another verse here. Let me try to get it to.
Oh my God. I don't know. it's it's a struggle. You know, it's yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
1 Corinthians chapter 4 and verses number 6. Now, brothers and sisters, I have applied these things to myself and Apollos for your benefit, so that you may not learn from us meaning of the saying, do not go beyond what is written. Do not go beyond what is written. That means anytime you are trying to think or going beyond what is written, you don't need to do that.
That's instruction for a slave. Yeah, that's
then
it.
you will not be moved up being a follower of one over against the other. That means he's telling you whatever they told you. Nobody should go and learn something different and teach nobody. Don't go beyond what is written.
Oh my God.
Keep it like that.
You see, I was never told all this when I would have left the church in a minute. I was because they don't really teach in the churches. Okay, they worship. That's the problem. If they teach, people will just get out. Okay, because you will understand. It's like a teacher teaching you a subject, a physics or mathematics. They teach you to understand the concept. When you understand the concept, then you become a master. Okay, so if they were teaching the Bible today, everybody would walk out of there. All right, but they're not. All right. Yeah. It's a problem. Yeah, Yahuda, go ahead.
Yeah. Let me bring another one. I think I quoted that one last week.
Oh, you did?
That is Proverbs chapter 3, verses number Proverbs 3:5. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and learn not on your own understanding. That is religion. Learn not on your own understanding.
Oh my God.
Don't use your own power. Don't use your own brain. Don't use your own thinking. So in religion, people don't think because they told you don't use your understanding. We think before you understand. So when the Bible is telling you don't rely on your own understanding, indirectly they are telling you don't think because thinking become before understanding follows.
Yeah.
That is religion for you. So religion grabs you. Religion gives you stagnant. Religion gives you at ease. Stand at one place. Don't think left. Don't think right. Don't think up. Don't think forward. Just believe whatever they tell you. But when we tell you God is who you are. God is self-knowing, self-liberation, self-power, self-energy, self-awareness. You have the power to do everything you will do. That is why definition of religion is the practice of using nonsense in order to explain ignorance.
Oh my God.
The practice of nonsense to explain ignorance, because everything in their book doesn't make sense. But still, they will try to explain their ignorance. Ignorance is a person who believes, because when we talk of belief, belief is accepting something to be truth without evidence or proof.
Yeah.
So anytime you become a believer, you are an ignorant person. So all religious people, those who believe, all believers are ignorant people. They are ignorant.
Wow.
Jesus died and came and saved them.
That's it.
No evidence, no proof. They are ignorant. They just believe.
You know,
as soon as you are classified a believer, as soon as you are falling into the category of a believer, that means you are ignorant person. You don't have any idea.
You know, I didn't know Easter is coming, right? Easter is what day? I've lost all that, you know. Easter is in April, but what day?
I think they say tomorrow is Palm Sunday, when Jesus went and stole somebody's.
Okay. You know, I was watching a video on YouTube, and there was this statue, a plastic statue of Jesus, and this woman, church. It was in a church, and this statue was lying down. They were crying, wearing a year tumor, right? Funeral clothes like that we wear in Ghana. Yeah, black and red, and they were crying like somebody's dead. And touching this statue, Jesus statue, and crying, and it was laying on the. Oh, I was speechless when I saw that. You know, so imagine if a people have this. This kind of consciousness. You know, that's problem, and it's problem for their children too. All right, because they're gonna pass this on to their children, their family, and poor kids. That's how we all we got into this. We were taught, even in school. You can. There were some attires that the girls couldn't wear. They couldn't wear miniskirts and all that, and they have to cut. Right now in Africa, they cut their hair off. The women have to cut their hair. The girls in school. That's stupid. Really. I remember one guy took dreadlocks to school and was a problem. I think he won. They went to court and he won or something. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
So when they brought the Bible to these believers, because they didn't allow them to study the Bible with their brain, the Bible was coded and they cannot even see the code for them to decode it. I'm reading 1 Corinthians chapter 6 and verse 19.
Okay.
Do you not know that your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit within you, whom you have from God? You are not your own. That means when we talk of God, God is in us. God is in us. So we are powerful. But religion groom you. Religion took away the God in you. Fix the God in the sky. Religion tells you anytime you want to do something, unless you sing praises, worship, pray to connect that God, to fix the God, that means as to put your fuse. You have to fuse the God before the light will come on.
Oh my God.
So religion switch off your God. Religion switch off your God. That is what they did to us.
Yeah.
They opened their eyes walking, then we close our eyes walking. That is why when they came to Africa, they told us to close our eyes during praying before we open our eyes.
They were
our natural
with the gold.
They looted everything.
Recently I was trying to explain to somebody how the universe is structured and how it works. How it's expanding. And this guy was like, well, that's what you've been told. I'm like, that's what I know. It's there. The evidence is there, and you can find out. And this guy refused to listen. And I was trying to just get him to at least for a moment get his mind off religion and then look at the universe that is just this planet. Just look at the earth and understand what is here and why you're here. And he was up there somewhere in the sky, thinking about Jerusalem. When we were...
82,
go ahead.
Verse 6.
Yeah.
I said, ye are gods, son of the Most High, all of you. He said, don't you know you are God?
Okay.
Don't you know the Spirit of God is in you?
Wow.
So God is not separated from you.
Okay.
But it is religion who separated the God from you. It is religion, your Christianity, your Islam told you you are empty unless you invite God to be with you. Unless you invite God in your presence. No. You are God, I am God. Until you discover who you are. Until you know your power. So religion has done a lot. Religion has caused a harm to the black people.
Yes, I believe that.
Religion switched off the power in us. Religion switched off the consciousness from mankind.
Yeah.
And we are walking around and searching for God. Not to know we are the people, or we are the God we are looking for. We are what we are looking for.
There was one guy that I used to work with that he passed away. And before he passed away, he told me that he's been diagnosed with cancer and he's been given, I think, 6 months to live. And he was a whitey. And he didn't say that crying.
You're listening to Conscious Vibes.
He understood his end. Okay, and he told me he was going to go to Vegas and blow some time and then, come home and die. I was just standing and looking at his face like a dummy. I'm like, why is this guy accepting that? And he was like, it's my end. I'm done. I got to go. I don't know where I'm going, but I got to go. And yeah, he's gone. He's been buried. And he said that with a straight face and with confidence that my life is over and I'm going. And I'm going to have some good time and I'll go. Imagine if this guy was from Ghana or Nigeria. I mean, they would be sitting in a pastor's house and praying so they don't go to hell or go. And the pastor will be sucking their money.
What sometimes you may be holding the pen, forgetting the pen is with you. You'll be searching for the pen until someone will tell you, "Oh, the thing is in your hands."
Yeah,
then you before.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
Have you experienced that?
Oh yes. I called my wife with my cell phone and asked her, "Where's my phone? I can't find my phone." And she was just laughing to that. I'm like, "Why are you laughing?"
You are calling with the phone.
And I told I can't find my cell phone. That
you see, so that is what religion does. We are the people. We are the God they say we should go and look for.
Exactly.
So we are the and you know the pen is in your hand. So anytime that means you become conscious. I'm not knowing I was even holding the thing.
Exactly.
Then also,
yes.
Sorry.
Yep.
Yes, that is what religion does.
Yep.
Religion throws your brains away.
Yeah.
Religion throws your knowledge, your thinking, your ability, and your power away. Because they know when they allow you to know exactly the power you have, no, they cannot control you. So once upon for telling people, religious people, it is political people who created religion to control people.
Yeah.
Religion is a political party. Religion is a political weapon to control the masses.
Wow.
That is why in religion, they have to give you fear and panic for you not to ask questions. The same thing in politics. Police
Yahuda, before I forget, there are two things I wanted to do. First, one brother from Malawi wanted to get your phone number. I don't know if you can put it here or you're going to connect it. When you get a chance, go on Facebook. He's in the chat there from Malawi and wanted to get your phone number. And then secondly, since tomorrow is Palm Sunday or Good Friday or whatever. Good Friday was yesterday, right? So I wanted to touch a little bit on Easter. Is this something that we need to celebrate? That Easter thing that Jesus died? Because I've seen Ghanaians crying over a statue, Jesus statue. They're crying over that. That was Friday. Yeah.
Easter is not a new thing. Easter started from, how do you call it, Babylon. They have to change it. They only modify it. And that is what Christianity did. When they go for the paganism tools, they have to change it and put it. That is what they did. So Easter, when we are talking about Easter, when somebody is celebrating Easter, it's the same like the person go to Babalawo or Comfort, the same thing. There is no difference. So Easter is a biblical abosonsom. Easter is a biblical paganism.
Oh.
Because when you do your personal research, once upon a time, Easter was called Ishtar, goddess. Goddess Ishtar.
So it's not Christ that died. It's not Christ that died.
It doesn't have anything we're doing with Christ. It doesn't have anything we're doing with Christ.
Okay.
They just brought it into Christianity to make Christianity make people feel good, because you cannot have a religion without festivals. So they have to create something to make people happy. So Easter, if someone chop Easter, it's like the same person chopping abosom. It's a paganism tradition in Easter. It's like going to church on Sunday. It's the same thing.
Wow.
Sunday worshiping, thank God.
Some people in my family are very religious, and they don't play with their Easter at all. They go and have their whatever they need to do to celebrate that. And at times I ask myself, where are they getting that from? That's why I wanted to touch it on it. All right, okay, yeah, go ahead,
Mr. Man.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think tomorrow Christians will be drinking the blood of Jesus. Communion.
Yeah.
I told you it is paganism. It is cannibalism. It is the practice of witchcraft and wizardcraft. Because how do you have to tell me you pray over a wine and that wine will turn to blood of human being, Jesus?
And then drink.
How do you have to tell me you pray over a bread and that bread will turn to a body of human being, which is Jesus? Then you eat the body, drink the blood. What is different between you and the ancient paganism? It is cannibalism. Spiritual cannibalism. Because they believe after they pray over the bread, the physical bread will turn physically, spiritually to the body of Jesus, right?
Yeah, that's
after they pray over the wine, the physical wine will turn from physical wine to spiritual blood of Jesus. So when you drink the wine, physically is wine, spiritually is blood of Jesus. When you eat the bread, physically is bread, spiritually is the body of Jesus. What is the difference between you and the witches in the village? Cannibalism, rituals.
Yeah, I never understood. And one thing that I still, and I never liked it, when you see a cross with Jesus almost naked, beaten and dead, who would display their father? If your father is beaten and killed and put on, you would take a photo and display it to everybody that, look at my father put to shame. Anytime I see that, I see that as a disrespect to, if Jesus ever lived, that's a disrespect to the guy and his family. So he's almost naked and beaten and dead, and you have the cross, you have that image, in your room, in your church, around your neck, and claiming, claiming you love the guy. Yahuda, your father just passed away, right? Not to. My father
just passed away last 3 years with the age of 138 years.
That's right. Yeah, you look strong, so I believe you. You look very strong. So your daddy may have been very strong. So Yahuda, are you gonna? I'm sure they put him in state. Okay, they laid him in state on a bed, and they did all that rituals, and a year. So did you went and take a photo and then put it on your neck or put it in your album to show people? My sister passed away now.
I was even asked them.
Yeah.
The guy was telling me because Jesus died on the cross, that is why they are using the cross. And I've asked them, what of if Jesus died by car accident? Will they be putting car wheel or car ties in their neck? You see, there are things it doesn't go well.
You see, my things, I hope you get what I'm saying. I think it's a shame that your father is captured, killed, and disgraced, and you take that image and be proud of it and put it around your neck or put it in your house. I haven't seen anybody that buried their father and took a photo of the body and put it in there. They wouldn't do it. So why are they doing that to Jesus? That's my problem.
Because Jesus is cursed according to the Bible. So anyone which is cursed, you can do that thing to him because he's cursed.
Oh. What are you talking about?
Galatians 3:13. The Bible says Jesus was cursed. Jesus was a curse.
Can you read that, please? What are you talking about?
Yeah, I'm talking about the Bible.
Yeah, Yahuda.
Are you talking?
Let me write
Galatians 3, chapter 13.
Galatians 3:13.
Yeah. 3:13. And here I read. And after I'll go and read the Quran. And the Quran will also tell you Jesus is blessed. So when Jesus is cursed in the Bible, when Jesus is blessed in the Quran, I don't know who is Jesus.
Wow.
Galatians chapter 3.
I don't know.
And verses number 13.
Okay.
Grace redeemed us from the curse of the law by becoming a curse for us. For it is written, curse is everyone who is hung on a tree. Curse. Jesus is a curse. So they have to always every year show people that he's a curse. They have to disgrace him nakedly.
But that's not what they're thinking, right? I mean, they don't do that on purpose. They don't know what they're doing.
They don't know what they are doing.
Oh.
So, Mr. Man, I think I read the Bible. Let me read the Bible again. The Christ redeemed us from the curse of the law by becoming a curse for us. For it is written, curse is everyone who is hung on a tree. That means the Jesus in the Bible is cursed. Now, the Jesus in the Quran chapter 19, verse 31. Quran 19:31. He has made me a blessing whenever I go, bid me to establish prayer and give alms. That's as long as I live. Now the Quran says Jesus is blessed. The Bible says Jesus is cursed.
No wonder there's a conflict between those two. No wonder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the Christian Jesus is cursed, the Quran, Jesus is blessed. That is religion for you.
You know,
that is religion for you. One from Allah, one from Jehovah. So the Jehovah Jesus is cursed. Allah Jesus is blessed.
You see, that's a problem. And I still go back. You know, here in America, there were a lot of our brothers and sisters that were hanged. Babies were hanged. Okay, there was one little boy that was, he was tortured. His eyes were pulled out just because he was black. All right. And eventually the mother was given the image of what they did to her son. So is she right if she puts that image in her room? I mean, the son dead and tortured and looking very bad, and then put it in the room for people to come and see. I mean, that's the problem I have with people with the cross sitting with Jesus being dead and beaten and disgraced, sitting in their hallways and their churches and hanging around their neck. I have a problem with it.
Mr. Man, the origin of that cross means the symbol of death. I think I explained it here. That is why the only commonest place we have the crosses is either on the churches, in the churches, or in the cemeteries. Okay. Mentally dead people are in the churches. Physically dead people are in the cemeteries. That's why when they die, they send the cross there. When they are in the church, they fix the cross there. Cross is the symbol of the dead. They took the cross out of the ant. Ant is the symbol of life. Now, Mr. Man,
go ahead.
Let me show you one of the religious blue
go ahead.
From the Islamic side. Do you know, according to Islam, according to their hadith, they say on the judgment day or resurrection day, the sin of a Muslim, even if the sin is big like a mountain, God is going to carry all that sin and give it to the Jews and the Christian. So suppose you are a Muslim, I am a Christian, God will give me your sin. God will take your sin and give it to me.
What?
According to the hadith.
Yeah, but most Muslims don't accept the hadith. So why are we quoting from the hadith? Because Muslims don't accept it, right?
Then if most Muslims don't accept the hadith, who wrote the hadith?
Is it Muhammad? I don't know who wrote it. I have no idea.
So they have to come out and tell us who wrote the hadith. And why they don't believe it.
They don't believe. Okay. So they haven't done that yet. Because I heard.
Because according to Islam, according to a Muslim, a good Muslim cannot accept Allah alone. A good Muslim is the one who accepts the Quran and Prophet Muhammad. Okay. And the words of the Prophet Muhammad are in the hadith. So if you are trying to reject the hadith, indirectly, you are trying to reject Prophet Muhammad, peace be unto him. Because the explanation of the Quran is explained by the hadith.
Yeah. That's it. Oh, okay. Oh,
yes.
All right.
So if you're a good Muslim, I don't know why you need to reject the hadith. Because the hadith is the words of Prophet Muhammad, peace be unto him.
Oh, wow.
So one of the hadith is on the resurrection day or judgment day, God is going to take the sin of a Muslim. Even if it is big like a mountain, they will give that sin to the Jews and the Christians.
And what did
that is religion for you.
What did the Jews?
So I don't know.
What did they do?
I don't know. For those who don't believe in Islam, like me, for those who don't believe in Christianity, like me, if we die, are we going to end up in the Islamic hellfire or the Christianity hellfire? Because I don't believe in Islam hellfire. Yeah. I don't believe in Christianity hellfire. Exactly. So if I die, will I go to the Islam hellfire or I'll go to the Christian hellfire? Or they will fight over me.
There was one guy on a TikTok talking about that people should come and if you don't come and talk to him and you die, you go into hell. And I asked him when was the last time he came from hell, and he told me he wasn't intending to go there. I'm like, so why are you talking about it? You know, you don't know. You're just talking about hell. You don't know what it is. You've never been there before. You're quoting from a book. And at least go and go and check it out. And if you want to go to heaven, then go now. You know, you don't have to wait. So why? And he was mad because I asked him that question, because they're trying to deceive people every day. on the internet, kids are on the internet and people are on the internet, and they have false information that, people, citing things that, make other people think they are special, they have some spiritual powers and all that, and just, snatching money from people. And that makes me angry. Yahuda, so the palm nut soup that we eat on Palm Sunday, should we eat that? Should we cook that? Are the Jews eating palm nut soup? The Jews are not. They're not celebrating this. Okay, in Israel, I don't think they celebrate.
I don't know.
All right, but we are going to eat a banquet tomorrow. I mean, we're supposed to eat a banquet.
I don't know. I don't even know from them. Palm Sunday, Chale. You see, religion came and divide Africans. We call it divide and conquer. Because when they brought religion to Africa, that was our distraction. Because they knew we were once united. So the best and the only thing is to bring religion to Africa.
Terror support.
Make some people to be Muslims, make others to be Christians. So there are places when Muslims go, Christians cannot go there. So I even love football than being a religious person, because football can even gather both
bring
Christians
together,
both Christians and Muslims together.
Yeah.
Because in a field, the Muslim will be playing, the Christian will be playing. You will never see.
They'll be playing for the same team.
With them.
Yeah, they'll be playing for the same team.
Religion will tell you, I am this, we are better than this, we have the right God. If you don't become a Muslim, if you don't say the Shahada, if you don't believe Prophet Muhammad is one, Allah is one, and Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is his messenger, you die, you're gonna go to hellfire. Even according to Islam, if you are not a Muslim, then you do good. You do good to people. Allah will reward you for doing good on this planet. But when you die, you are not going to heaven, because you didn't believe in Allah. You didn't accept Prophet Muhammad as the last messenger. That is the teachings of Islam. Then Christianity will also tell you, no matter how good you are, if you don't accept their Jesus, if you don't accept the blood of Jesus, if you don't believe Jesus came and died and saved you from your sin, no matter how good person you are, you die, you're not going to heaven. Yeah. That is religion divide and conquer.
I used to believe that when I was religious. I used to believe that.
Without religion will be the best, because we are not going to see any division. Either I am a Muslim, I am a Christian. We are not going to see that. We will see humanity. We will see mankind. So humanity over religion, humanity over Islam, humanity over Christianity, humanity over everything. But religion says no. Religion says if you don't belong to me, that means after your death, you're going to hellfire, you're going to burn forever, and you're going to burn forever and ever. No, how can a God, a merciful God, created his own people? No, if God is burning people in hellfire, what will your God end? What is the benefit of God seeing people burning in hellfire because they don't become Muslims? What is the benefit of your God seeing people burning in hellfire because they don't believe in Christianity, they don't accept Jesus Christ as their personal savior? What will your God benefit? It doesn't go with logic. So religion doesn't unite people. Religion doesn't tell you exactly who you are. Religion wants to control you. So they have to create a system where you are going to forget yourself. Get away from who you are. Be searching for on a sin God somewhere. Mankind looking for God. If you don't see that God, you are this, you are that. No. We don't need any God somewhere. We are the God already.
Okay, Yahuda. Now, is there where in the Bible does God tell us to worship Him? Is there a quotation that you can give me that God is telling people to worship Him in the Bible or the Quran?
God told us to worship.
Yeah, the God.
I think if you read the book of Exodus, Exodus chapter 4 there, or Exodus 3, between Exodus 3 and 4, they say God of Israel told Moses to go and take away the people of Israel for them to go and worship Him. So I don't know what God is requesting worship for. It's like they used to say, Satan used to sing for, Lucifer used to sing for God in heaven. I don't know what God is doing with music. I don't know what God is doing with music. A God who cannot live without music. What is he doing with music?
You explained that sometime back. You remember you did explain that sometime back. Who actually Lucifer is? You did explain all that. Yeah, and I quite remember. Yeah. I So even Moses went and took the Israelites out of Egypt, and then they went to worship God. So the Israelites were worship. That time, were we Ashantis alive? Were we Ewes? Were we Navrungos? Were we alive in those days in Africa?
Some ignorant and illiterate people will tell you we are Israelites. So maybe we were part of them. Really? And that is not true.
Really?
They keep lying to defend. So both Muslims and Christians are like Obi Obo Bosia di Tuaka, Obi Otu Amana, Edisi Amana, forgetting say Wajai Kawechri. Always they have to lie to defend their lies. Religious people have to lie to defend their lies. A Muslim must lie to defend the Quran. Christians must lie to defend the Bible. For the Bible for the Bible and the Quran, their religion to stand in lies. That is why they don't allow people to ask questions. Let me search for this Quran verse.
Oh my goodness. That's so funny. Yeah, that's why are we so lost? I don't understand. I mean, maybe it's not just me. Maybe there's a lot of people that, but when you go on the internet, 8 out of 10, are very religious, and I mean, they get offended when you say anything about their God and their religion. Even though you tell them Ola, welcome to Conscious Gang. Even though you're telling them the truth, at least, that's what that's what turned me around. I started listening, because I had some questions and I couldn't get answers.
To Conscious Vibes.
So I started, I started doing my own research and then started turning it around. And it's your choice, if you want to go to heaven, goodbye. Don't save me a place because I'm not coming there. All right. Yeah.
Guys, we have to get up, wake up, and know that religion is far different from God.
Okay.
Man created religion to control the people. It was people who created religion to control the people. Those, we call them the elite. We call them the Freemasons. Yeah, they created religion. Just to take over the world. Yes. They find it easier because in their era, we call it age of Pisces.
Okay.
The age of the gods. When people used to believe supernatural powers, people used to believe in powers. So somebody can just run from your backyard, come back and say he heard God was talking to him. And because people were believing in supernatural powers and spirit, it is easier and simple to get them. That is how religion began. It is like the Quran. Prophet Muhammad, peace be unto him, they say he used to go to a cage. So one day he went there, and finally, he saw an angel, but he never knew it was an angel. So he came home, narrated the story to one of, how do you call it, a man called Waraka bin Naufal, Waraka. Then Waraka said, no, if that is so, it may be Angel Gabriel. So Prophet Muhammad, peace upon him, he himself never knew it was an angel. It was somebody said, no. If that is what you saw or what you heard, then it is the angel in the New Testament. Before, that is how Islam began. I think you get my point.
I really get you. I understand.
So that is how they created religion. So when you want to create a religion, number one, get your God. Get a prophet. Get a book. Simple. So you have Allah. You have the Prophet Muhammad, peace be unto him. You have the Quran. You have Jehovah, you have the Bible, you have Jesus. That means we are good to go. Religion comes on. Then we move on. Then if you don't want to accept either the jihad or the crusade take over, then if they finish you, then after they take you, you give the same to your children. That is how we ended up being Muslims and Christians today.
That's true.
So people think when they were bringing Islam and Christianity, they were going to house, room to room to preach. No, they come to you, attack you, and nobody can defend it. Nobody can say what I'm saying. I am lying. You can see many wars which Muslims and Christians fight. Came to Africa and fought many wars. Because of religion because they should accept their Quran and their Bible, crusade and jihad. And that ended that here today.
Yep.
And we are still brainwashing our children in schools, in makarantes, in Sunday schools, telling them when they grew up, they have to learn the Arab, because the Quran was given to Prophet Muhammad, peace be unto him, in the Arabian language. They have to learn the Hebrew language because the Quran is in the Bible is in the original Hebrew and the New Testament original Greek or Aramaic. We are confused as black people. We don't know who we are. Following things we don't know. Ignorantly believing just without any evidence and proof. That is what religion does to the black man. So religion, especially missionary, came to Africa for a purpose to divert us from our power, our inner power, our ability, our energy, our knowledge, and give us belief system. Then as soon as you accept any belief from somebody, that means you got lost. You don't know what to do. But look at them. Look at those who brought religion to Africa. Innovation upon innovation.
Oh, yes,
invention upon invention. Technology upon technology. Skills upon skills. Knowledge upon knowledge.
Yeah,
vocational skills.
Heaven.
But we are here thinking without Allah, without Jehovah, without the Bible, without Quran, we are nothing. So that we lose power. In the name of religion, we lost our power. We lost our ability. We lost our energy. We lost our consciousness. We lost our God. The spirituality in us has been taken away in the name of religion. So religion is a typical weapon. Religion is a typical weapon.
Wow.
Then religion, when it started, they used religion physically to unalive people, to weaponize people. So it came to a time they say, no, let's do it mentally. So mentally, the Muslim is a slave.
Wow.
Mentally, the Christian is a slave. So they have to take them out from the dungeons and put them in the mosque. They have to take them out from the dungeons and put them in the churches. So from the dungeon to the mosque, from the dungeons to the churches, repeating the same thing. So the more they keep repeating the Quran, reciting the Quran, repeating the Bible, reading the Bible, they corrupt our brain to believe them, to become them, so that we can lose our power, so that they can be looting us anytime, because they saw we have everything in abundance. So religion is a very dangerous thing. Religion works on your brain. So until you discover, you wake up and see that, no, you have to get out from it. You get my point?
It's tough. It's tough. I mean, all being said, especially when you get on the internet, you get on social media and you try to talk to people that are going crazy about their religion, they start insulting you. Okay, and you see, the way you're talking about this is what I was expecting. Nana Kwakubonsam, this is what some things I wanted him to talk about, and when he came on the show, I think it was last week or last 2 weeks or something. Yeah, these are some of the things that I wanted him to talk about, and maybe we need to bring him back, because I asked him, you see, Jesus has been defined. Even the image of Jesus is out there right now. So I wanted to know something about his gods, how they look like and stuff, and he didn't want to go deep into the, and so I couldn't ask him too much questions, and I respect his privacy. So, but these are some of the things I wanted him to talk about, and you are deep into that. Reason why we left our culture, our religion. We knew God. We didn't know Christ. We didn't know Muhammad, but we knew a God, before the colonial master came, and they messed us up. Yeah, it's we got 11 minutes to 1 o'clock, and Yahuda, we got time. If you teach us more, yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Religion is still ruling Africans.
Yes, it is.
Because those who brought religion, they were smart. They did something. When they came to Africa, they have to leave their footprint in Africa.
That's true.
They have to leave their mark in Africa.
Yep.
They go back and be supporting them, financial them. So the black Muslims in Africa, it is the Arabians who are financing them. Anything they need, any gadget they need to promote their propaganda, they give it to them.
Wow.
That is why they will leave Saudi from Arabian country, come to Africa, build mosque, because they know anytime they keep them in the mosque, the brain will still be in the mosque. That's why they went to Burkina Faso, they went to Captain Kware, then he said, no, we don't need mosque. Because when we allow you to build the mosque, you go keep our people in the mosque always, and their brain will be in the mosque. So go away with your mosque and come with factories and companies.
They pray how many times a day? How many times do they pray? I think 5 times. Wow! Imagine if you work for somebody and you have to be on the clock. Yeah.
The Europeans who brought Christianity to Africa, they now sit back and finance the pastors. They finance them, give them more money, push them. But do you know, black people?
Oh yeah.
We are so wicked that anytime you are preaching consciousness,
they don't like
people are not going to support you.
Nope.
They will leave you. When you go, then you cannot go. They will turn back and tell you, it is the Christian Jesus is punishing you. That is the wicked of black people.
Yeah, that's wickedness.
The wicked of black people. Like by this time, people like us, people like Edie, the African Light, people like Gospel of Truth, Matthias Ezieku, people like, there are different people, there are more people, Avram Bimoshe, like we have to groom them, support us, build us, conference upon conferences, sharing the message, country upon countries, places to places, supporting to share the consciousness. They will not do it.
They don't want that.
They will fall. They will tell you because you were speaking against religion.
So
that is why you fall. So the person who brought religion, he knew he want to keep you and keep you down forever. So you keep financing people to do the work. It is like they brought democracy to Africa. They finance the politicians.
They do. Yep, they do.
That is what they did. So Africans, black people, we are telling you, people like us, you shouldn't leave us alone. You should support, guide us, give us conferences, organize. We go, we spread the message. Mr. Man, I just did a program last week, last 2 weeks. If it wasn't you, you were the one who sent me money. Apart from you, only 2 people.
Wow.
And you are the one who sent the biggest one. Wow. Imagine we get 5 people like you. Why can't we continue the same thing?
Exactly.
And on the program, a pastor just came and he flopped. I whipped him with the Bible and he ran away. Imagine we continue this. But black people will call you, we salute you, Africa must wait, Africa must rise. Common data, they will not send you. If they can't see you on live, they will test you. Charlie, how are you? It has been a long time. Africa, we are too wicked.
Yeah, it's
we are too wicked.
we are
Nigeria.
The problem is,
why can't you organize a program in South Africa?
Exactly. Yeah.
Why can't we organize a program in Uganda? Why can't we organize a program in Kenya? I go there, we fire there. We go to Nigeria, we fire there. We go to South Africa, we fire there. You people won't do that. You wait. When I go weak, when I can't talk again, you cannot see me. They will say because it is their Jesus, their Christianity and their Islam, because I'm speaking against the Quran and the Bible. That is why I go weak. It's not good.
Yeah, we don't, we are too laid back and we are too comfortable with whatever we have and whatever situation we're in. We don't seek for better things for ourselves. We always want to be slaves. That's why we leave our country and come here. Yeah, and I'm a testimony too. Come here and work as slaves.
We don't even know how to make money from people. Look at my master Avram Bimoshe. Look at the number of teachings he brought in Africa, Ghana here. We cannot even get a knowledgeable black man, Ghanaian man, say no. What this man has been saying on video, let me write a book.
Put in a book, yeah.
Put it in a book. Yeah. Just sell the book and you make money. Yeah. You can write my words as a book, make money. Because you sell the book and people will make money from it. But we don't even know how to see talent in people. Africa, why?
Black people, why? A Chinese man would Chinese man will get into that very soon, and then they will make money out of it. Talking about books, maybe.
I saw something on social media and I was crying. Social media has turned black people to become comedians, especially Ghanaians and Nigerians.
Yeah.
Now, if you go to our schools, our children, 9-year and 10-year-old boys and girls, they turn comedians.
Yeah.
They teach them how to do comedy. They teach them how to do comedy.
Wow.
But you go to China, they teach them technology.
Yeah,
they have the hammer, the chisel, the wheelbarrow in their hands. But come to Africa, our school children, our daughters, our sons, social media has turned them to comedians. Then the teacher will be doing comedy with them. So in the near future, one will become a comedian, one will become a technician.
Yep.
Who will borrow from who? The comedian will borrow from the technician. As we are borrowing from them, black man must wake up. It's time we have to rise up. It's time we have to think.
Yeah, man. You see, this guy that passed away, he was Kofi Annan. He used to say, a lot of things like that. Nobody listened to him. I think he did a little bit on his own. But, when your own people don't want to, push you, just like here, Malcolm, look at Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey, they were all, thrown under the bus by our own black brothers and sisters, and it's happening, I don't know, it's happening in Africa too. Wherever we are, we don't trust ourselves. And
there are 3 African countries I want to visit in my life. Number 1, Egypt. Number 2, Nigeria. Number 3, South Africa. Okay. I want to visit these countries, and I will visit this country.
Good.
Egypt, Nigeria, and South Africa.
And what's the reason? What's the reason why you want to visit there?
The number 1 reason is I want to go and learn from Egypt. Okay. I have more to learn from there.
Okay.
Number Nigeria, I will to enter Nigeria land. Okay. I feel. Okay. I just love Nigerians. Okay. I just want to travel to Nigeria. I just want somebody to pay me to Nigeria and see Nigeria land. I just love Nigerians. I don't know why. Okay. I can't explain.
Maybe we need to connect you to Brakofi. You know Brakofi from Nigeria. We need to connect you with him so you can make things happen. Yeah.
Maybe I may know him.
Yeah, yeah. That guy, he's been on the internet promoting Ghanaian food, in Nigeria. Yeah, I'm trying to get him on this show. So, Yahuda. I mean, you said everything. Yeah, you said everything, and I can't agree with you more. We have a problem. We have a long way to go. Even when we come here, when we travel to abroad, a lot of us don't get into where they don't try to understand the system and what these guys are doing to survive on the same planet. And where they live right now is even worse than where we live. We got sunshine 24/7. We got minerals. We got natural resources. We got water bodies. Okay, and then these guys, they live in the snow. Like half of the year they live in the snow. And they don't have much sunshine. But look at them. And I don't know why we're not trying to understand why we can't, because we should be ahead, or not even if not ahead of these people, we should be equal. We should be doing, better things than what these guys are doing. And we come here and look at the jobs that we do. A lot of us go to school, but it's bad when you go to school and you acquire some knowledge. Go back home and it's very hard to be accepted into the society. You take some things there and they tell you, hey, Ghana, that's how we do. We don't do that in Ghana here. This is all abroad stuff, And I've done that before. I've seen that before, So some of us that have acquired knowledge, we don't even feel like going back there because we're not accepted there. Whatever they live in, they want to live in that shit, and we're going to leave them to live in that shit. Democracy, like you're talking about, doesn't work for Africa. And I'll say,
Mr. Reggae.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think this is my last Bible verse today.
Okay.
Matthew chapter 15 and verses number 11. Matthew 15 verse 11.
Okay.
It is not what goes into the mouth that defiles a person, but what comes out of the mouth. This defiles a person. According to Jesus, not what goes into the mouth That is not what we eat that will defile us or make us unclean. That is what Jesus said. If this is true, Mr. Reggie,
okay,
why in the book of Genesis chapter 3, after God, Adam and Eva ate the forbidden tree, the forbidden fruit, they become defiled. If Jesus said, "No, what goes into us will defile us." After Adam and Eva ate the forbidden fruit, why did God say they become defiled? God sacked them. Answer me.
That's interesting. I have
so
no idea.
I listen to God or I should listen to Jesus?
I have no idea. It sounds like, we just being misled, because the Bible is very controversial. It says one thing here and then it says another thing somewhere else, So I don't know what to tell you. This it's just,
but you get my point.
Yeah, I do get your point.
Why did God sack Adam and Hawa from the Garden of Eden? Because that was after when they ate the fruit, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That means they became defiled. They became unclean. They can't stay with God again. Yep. So God has to sack them. But according to Matthew chapter 15, verse 11, Jesus said, "Not what enter your mouth, not what you eat, that will defile you or make you unclean." That means Jesus is contradicting God for sacking Adam and Hawa after they ate the fruit.
Yeah.
And even according to Matthew 15:11, Jesus is lying. If Jesus tells you, enter you, defile you. See, we call it hygiene. Hygiene. You can't eat without washing hands. It will defile you. You will be sick.
Oh, Lord. That's a problem. It's
Thank you very much.
I think time is up, but let me see. Guys, Yahuda, you make sense. You make perfect sense, and trust me.
Somebody wanted to take the number, right?
Yes, you need to put your number down, and then
Let me call it and take it. Now I was lucky you bought me this phone. If not because of this phone, now like I'll be phoneless now. Because the other phone has gotten broke. You bought that phone for. Plus 233. Plus 233. 502 334 576.
Okay.
Plus 233.
Okay, guys, you're hearing? You're listening? Yep.
334 576.
Yeah, man.
That is the Vodafone. Then this is the MTN. Plus 233 241 53 9334. Plus 233.
Yep. Go ahead. Yeah, Yahuda, go ahead. Yep.